Hey tree climbers, this month our kiddos are learning about creativity. And what's creativity? It's imagining what you can do because you are made in the image of God. Here's something really cool about creativity. It has no limits. God's creativity is limitless. Have you ever looked up at the sky and noticed the clouds? None of them look exactly the same, and they're always moving and changing. Have you ever stopped and tried to guess what shape the clouds might be? Some of them look like animals, some like mountains, and really all kinds of things. Last week we talked about God's creativity in creation and how His greatest creation is us. When He made us, He gave us some of His creativity because we are made in His image. Well, today we're going to talk about how we can use the creativity that God gave us to help others. You may remember that over the summer we talked about Paul. At first, he didn't believe in Jesus, but once he did, he traveled all over the place telling people about Him. One of the towns that he ended up teaching in was called Ephesus. The town of Ephesus had a lot of people from all different backgrounds, but one thing that they had in common was that they believed in Jesus. Paul was so bold in telling others about Jesus that he got in trouble with the Roman government and he spent a lot of time in jail. You may remember that. He used some of his time though to get creative and write letters to the churches he had planted, including the one in Ephesus. His letter was to the Ephesians. Listen to what he wrote in Ephesians 2:10. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. There's a lot of great truth here, so let's dig a little bit deeper. Take a look at that verse again. The first part says we are what? We are God's handiwork. God made us in His image and He made us to be like Him. It's kind of like we read last week from Genesis that human beings were created in the likeness of God. So if we're created in God's image and God is creative, then that means we are creative too. So take a look at how your fellow tree climbers are being creative. So, here's the big question. How is Sycamore Tree using creativity to help others? Well, you saw the castle that was built where family and friends could spend quality time together. You saw a chalk mosaic that was drawn for neighbors to enjoy as they walked by. You saw masks being sewn and given to people who didn't have one yet. You saw paintings being made so they could be sold and the money donated to charity. You also saw rocks being painted with fun messages for people to find. You saw some ladies putting together crafts that they can give away to encourage someone. You saw things being built for just pure enjoyment, and then you saw things being built for people to be able to just get through their day. And finally, you saw people from our church being creative through music, through singing and playing instruments. That brings a lot of people hope. So, Sycamore Tree, remember that God created you so you can be creative. Keep using your creativity to help and encourage others so people can see Jesus through you.